Matt, one game to go. How are you feeling? How are the lads feeling?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Feeling calm. We're obviously eager to get on with our business, but we're obviously pleased to be above the line at this point because it's taken a lot of hard work and resilience to get to this point, but it means nothing unless we're still there at the end of play on Saturday. So we're just focused on getting on with our job, and we want to make sure we finish the season strongly.
Can you believe how quick it's gone since you joined? We're in the final game already.
Yeah, it's flown by. It's absolutely flown by. You know, the last part of the season usually does disappear very quickly, but in this instance, it's just it's evaporating in front of my eyes. We've obviously been very engaged with our work, so that takes all your focus, and before you know it, the games are counting down, and we've got to this point.
What would you say your proudest moment is in this short spell you've had here so far?
I feel like, it's a good question. I think that I feel like we've got the identity of the football club, the character of the football club. I think that when we came in, that was the thing that was most important to me, was providing our supporters, showing them that the team represents them on the pitch, and I think that's really important to understand what they stand for, what our supporters, what the football club stands for, and trying to align the team with that. And I feel like we've done that fairly well recently, and there's obviously a lot more to go. So that's been really proud to hear a couple of comments and people feedback. They've got the team playing in the manner that they like to watch. So we have to keep going along that path.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've seen a lot of comments saying people feel like they've got Luton back, and Luton evolved, and putting in them performances and grit and determination, and just that willingness to get a 1-0 win or get it over the line.
Absolutely. Our football club stands for hard work, grit, determination, resilience. That's how I always imagined it from the outside when I played against Luton, and that's how I was really looking forward to. That was one of the reasons I was really looking forward to working here, because I feel like a lot of the values of the football club align with myself. So yeah, absolutely, mate. It's really crucial that we have our football club, have our football team in the manner that our supporters can really resonate with. And I think that's been the nice thing recently, is that they can resonate with the team, and we have to show that again on Saturday.
And I know we've been building to this form, and it took 8 games to get that first win.
Yeah.
How were you in them first 8 games? Because I know you've seen performances improve in that time, but maybe not getting the results we wanted.
No, I think there was a couple of games in there that we were poor, absolutely, and we deserved to get beat, Sunderland away being one. But there was also plenty of games in there that gave me loads of enthusiasm for what was to come. We had a whole range of injuries at that point, and really big, important players that weren't in the team. We had some new January signings that were bedding in, and we had to do that process as quickly as we possibly could to get to the end result quicker. So I knew that it was going to take time, but we wanted to get along that process as quickly as possible. There's plenty of games in there that we could have won. It didn't come till the Portsmouth game, but a lot of our data was improving. The big chances given away was improving, and we knew that 44 goals in 26 games when we came in wasn't good enough. We had to give ourselves a basis with which to build, and we had to start at the back. So there was plenty to keep us enthused for the project, and it also comes down to the fact that we weren't going to give up. And I really enjoyed working with the group, and we wanted to make sure that we can got to a position where we're winning games and give ourselves an opportunity to stay in the league.
Was that some of the main data then that you were taking from them performances, where in your first 8 games, and maybe the fans weren't seeing, but you were seeing, and you were presenting to the lads and keeping them confident?
Sometimes it was data, and other times it was my eye. We go back to the Sheffield United game. We didn't win, but for the first half we were amazing. We could have been 2 or 3 in luck. The Plymouth game, we give away one big chance and we draw the game. Even going back further, go to Oxford and go ahead twice and not hold on to them. We knew that once we got the defensive principles in the group, that the defensive displays would improve and we give ourselves an opportunity. And other games, maybe the chances have not gone in. So there was, like I say, there's been a whole range of different parts. But the date was improving, the performances were improving, and I knew that we just had to dig in and come through that messy middle bit and try and get to the end product.
And our form's been amazing over the last 10 games, hasn't it? And I wanted to give a shout out to Maka at the back, and just him having a settled back line and being central to that. I think he's really thrived with that, and is really showing the Luton fans what he's about.
Yeah, and another thing we discussed with Thomas earlier in the season, he was having a different back 4 or a different back 3 in front of him. It's really hard to get any continuity and consistency. Big Mac, since he's gone into the middle of the back 3, has been absolutely incredible. He's a leader of the future, he's a captain of the future of this football club, and we rate him so highly. And for him to have that consistency around him with Thomas behind, I think it's been really helpful for him. So yeah, there's been some real good individual performances in there, which we're really pleased about, because we love to develop players as well as develop the team. But again, we want one more big performance out of these boys, because they've got themselves into an incredible point, and the lads have driven it on very, very well. And now it's just having that last drive to make sure we do the job on Saturday.
That bond with the players as well at the moment, and I guess everyone at the training ground is just feels like it's gone up massively as well. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, and I don't think you realise that. You know, when you come in, it was nothing wrong with the environment, because the players have been great. But the noise levels, it's only until recently when you hear the noise around the place, you hear the confidence, you can see the belief in everybody around the place. You realise that, you know, it wasn't in a great spot when we got here. It's only with reflection that you realise where the group was at. But everyone was trying their best. It just wasn't quite going our way for the reasons that we believe we've tried to implement. So yeah, the bond between the players and supporters is so crucial, because the supporters need to see the lads leaving it out there every week, and they are. And you know, and that's reciprocated with the players. So yeah, it's growing amongst the training ground, and like I say, it's a lovely to be a part of, and we have to make sure we get the job over the line, because we've come so far. We don't want to fall here.
It's definitely grown with the support as well, that bond as well. You see it, the full-time scenes at Derby, and even the last 2 games. Yeah. Everyone's in this together now, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's so crucial. Their support, our supporters being behind us, has been massive for our turnaround in form, and them being with us has been absolutely crucial. Roaring the boys on, the atmosphere in the Kenny when Shandon's goal went in at the weekend was just, the roof came off. It was incredible. So that's got to build, and that only comes, their belief in me and us as a group only comes with results, and when they can see performances improving. And I totally understand that. I came here with everything to prove, and we're trying to go along that process and give them a team that they're proud of, and the bond is growing, and I want it to go even further.
How do we stay calm at the weekend then? I'm sure it's going to be a day full of twists and turns. How do we stay calm and just focus on ourselves?
I think the same as we have been when things were going against us, is just focusing on the job. Making sure that we go after the performance. Tactically, we need to be spot on against West Brom, so they've got loads of really good footballers, and then believe in the way that we play as well. You know, I think we've offered a really good goal threat, strong goal threat recently. It took us a little while to knock on the door on Saturday and get that winner, but we did. So believe in what we're doing, try and impose ourselves in the game, but understand we're away from home against a good team, and we have to be tactically spot on.
Best of luck Saturday. Hope we do this.
Thank you.
Nice one, mate.
Appreciate it.